Chinese budget manufacturer Umidigi has a habit of releasing great looking phones at aggressive price points. The 6-inch slim bezel S2 Pro is one of them. Does it have all the attributes to take your hard-earned cash? Let's find out. Immediately when you take the S2 Pro out of the box, it feels premium in the hand with an all-metal body surrounded by a near 90% 6-inch sharp panel. Umidigi have done a great job to keep the weight down to 186 gram, considering the massive 5100 mAh battery inside it. Above the front panel is an earpiece, front selfie camera and sensor. There is a tiny LED light hidden into the earpiece, the one let down with the design. On the left you have the dual SIM slot with optional MicroSD card holder. On the right you have the usual volume rocker and power buttons. The bottom of the slim phone houses the USB-C port flanked by a microphone and single mono speaker. A USB-C to audio jack adapter is provided if you need to use the traditional cabled headphones. Turn the phone around and you have the ubiquitous dual lens cameras, quad LED flash and of course a fingerprint reader that generally works well. The metal rear body stops any fingerprint marks that you normally find with glass back phones, but the downside is the slippery feel when you're holding the S2 Pro. I also found with the review model it can scratch easily if you don't use the included cover. The Pro is rated splash and water resistant. Weirdly, there's no mention of what IP rating it is, yet Umidigi have videos of them dunking this phone into water tanks. Doesn't convey much trust here to use the S2 Pro in water. The S2 Pro has an 18:9 aspect ratio 6-inch display with a protective Gorilla Glass 4 on top. The resolution is Full HD+. The brightness is not bad in outdoor sunlight. The IPS display is good at this price point with good viewing angles, a joy to use with YouTube and gaming. The adaptive brightness can sometimes be a little hit and miss, for example adjusting down when it should be up. One thing I did notice with this review model, sometimes annoyingly it took more than one press of the touchscreen for the phone to react. Any of you guys experiencing the same issue? Comments below. Umidigi have thrown in 6GB of RAM and a generous 128GB of internal storage, but the S2 Pro is clearly a budget phone with the MediaTek Helio P25 inside. Performance is average at best with lag between apps and screens. However, once the S2 Pro warms up, it's not too bad. General content consumption and running social media apps is fine. Gaming wise, PUBG plays at the lowest graphics setting along with other modern gaming apps. Most games will play perfectly okay on the Helio P25 chip. Let's take a quick look at gaming performance on the S2 Pro.
Tell me, can you hear me now? Can you hear me crying out like an animal out in the wild? I shout your name into the night. Tell me, can you feel it too?
A big selling point of the S2 Pro is a huge 5100 mAh battery stuffed inside the slim phone. You can easily get around 1.5 days of good usage from this Umidigi phone. Quick Charge 2.0 keeps the battery topped up rapidly. On average I was getting 17 to 19% additional battery life with a 30-minute charge from zero. It takes approximately 2.5 hours to completely fill the phone. The S2 Pro runs on a UmiOS 2.0 Android skin over Nougat 7.0. Umidigi have pre-installed their own version of the Google Play Store. Not quite sure why. There is a lot of bloatware apps that come with the S2 Pro. If you try to use a third-party launcher like Nova Prime or Microsoft Launcher, the official ROM won't allow you to default to another launcher. You have to flash the phone with an unofficial ROM to get around this. As with all smaller Chinese manufacturers, including Umidigi, Android and bug fix updates are usually infrequent and extremely rare. Beware, after 7 months since the launch of the S2 Pro, we're still on 7.0 and no sign of Android Oreo in the horizon. A final point of the OS, on the S2 and S2 Lite models, stock Android is installed, whereas the Pro users have a very poor experience with UmiOS 2.0. Why? I found Bluetooth 4.1 range to be poor and it kept disconnecting with our Bluetooth earphones on the S2 Pro. Wi-Fi connectivity is good, not had any problems connecting to various networks. However, there's no wireless AC and NFC at this price. Of course, in 2018, no audio jack exists. Either use a Bluetooth headset or the provided adapter. Call quality is fine and works okay. The mono speaker is the usual affair, not going to win any medals here. Loud, but average at best. There is a 13 megapixel Sony IMX258 f2.0 aperture camera at the back, paired with a 5 megapixel second camera for depth of field. There's no OIS or EIS to speak of with the S2 Pro. The front houses a 16 megapixel selfie camera. Judging by the example photos I took with the S2 Pro, the rear cameras are very poor. Photos are muted and carry a lifeless colour scope. Even in good lighting conditions, I normally find most budget phones can cope. With the S2 Pro, it is average. In low light, the camera is virtually unusable. Maybe that's why the pre-installed gallery photo app is hidden away in a subfolder. Surprisingly, the rear camera will record in 4K, but disappointingly, you get the same results as the still photos, washed out colours and jerky videos. The included camera app is sparse, offering beauty, face cute and bokeh as the only options. Bokeh is a circle in the picture that isn't blurred out. The front 16 megapixel camera is actually better than the rear one. Selfies and group shots are not bad. The 1080p video is usable if you're into vlogging and all that. The face access feature unlocks the phone by scanning your face. In reality, it only works in good lighting conditions and at the right angles. Outside of that, forget it. The Umidigi S2 Pro is a never judge a book by its cover phone. From the outside, it's a beautiful looking device with a great 6-inch display. The unibody metal finish feels exquisite in the hand considering the large battery inside. You could mistake it for a Samsung S8. The hardware spec includes 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage for a measly sum of £205 or $280. Once you start using the S2 Pro, things start going downhill. The Umi OS is poor with software lag and bugs, unnecessary bloatware installed, and a locked default launcher reduces the user experience further. Worryingly, past history suggests this phone won't be getting any major updates soon. The rear cameras are not worth using, and the icing is the basic camera app running it. At this price point, there are much better phones that you can buy for your money. What do you guys think? Leave your comments and discuss below. Hope you guys enjoyed the review of the Umidigi S2 Pro phone. Please click on the like button if you enjoyed this review video and subscribe if you would like to watch more of our tech videos. Thanks for watching. Cheers.